Hey everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. Matt, Christy, Alonso, we're here to fight because Mortal Kombat is a thing. It's a movie based on the video game that was not based on the other movie from 1995. Anyway, it's opening today in theaters and on HBO Max, and Matt's going to explain what the hell that was about.
So Mortal Kombat is a tournament that happens periodically to protect Earthrealm from some other world.
Outrealm.
What was it?
Other realm?
Other realm.
Outrealm.
Sorry, I forgot. I know. I just watched it and I forgot. It's protecting it from Niflheim, Asgard. Some other world with bad guys that the other Outrealm has won the last 9. If they win the 10th, they get to take over Earth and everybody gets fucked. There is a group of champions for Earth that the bad guys have been picking off because they're cheating. But the movie opens with a fight scene where one Chinese ninja seeming guy takes out another guy who turns out to be a Japanese ninja. They go on to become Scorpion and Sub-Zero. There's lots of fighting in this. And I kind of had a good time. I'm not going to tell you too much because it doesn't really matter, except that there's a lot of fan service here that works really well. Gabe and I watched it this morning. This is my 17-year-old who knows the games, the more recent games really well. And this is, if you are looking for the game accurate fatalities that have gotten this game M ratings or adult ratings, you are going to be satisfied here. This, pardon the pun, pulls no punches. And, for what it sets out to do, I think it does it fairly well. I do miss Kerry Tagawa in this because I think he was much better. But this is okay. I thought it was okay.
Well, there was a big to-do about the fact that, we're getting an R-rated Mortal Kombat movie because the video game's always been super violent, and so now the movies can be too. And I get that. I've never played the game, so this is really my first exposure to this franchise at all. And the violence, I thought, was kind of hilarious because it's so over the top, like just these geysers of CG blood that I giggled. Like that's all that was left to do.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So those parts were entertaining, but then people talk, and that's nothing. And also the fighting, like I thought, okay, great. Well, then give me an R-rated martial arts movie. Let's do this. And it's like there's so much CG, and the director, who's never made a film before, doesn't know where to put the camera. And the actual fight sequences are just kind of like, I mean, I don't know if this is what the game fighting looks like, but for a movie fighting, it just is shitty.
It's very stiff, and I thought, is that like intentionally stiff to like mirror what the game looks like, or like what earlier iterations of the game look like? Is there like a retro nostalgia factor to that? Because it's sort of like it's
no. The fighting works for me. I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty solid.
Simon McQuoid is our director, by the way. Yeah. You can see it, but it's not like lighted or staged or shot or edited in a particularly artful manner. Yeah. It's not overly edited the way too many fight scenes are. You can definitely see what they're doing, but you can also see that it looks like crap.
Yeah, and again, like there's so much of it that involves characters who are like, bamfing in and out and stuff, and it's like, well, if you're gonna CG it, then I could be in this fight because it's all gonna be just like nonsense. And you've got Joe Telson from The Raid, for God's sake, playing Sub-Zero, and he can do this stuff and is very rarely. Yes, when he's called upon to do it, the camera always just seems like it's too far away or like it's behind a beam. Like I don't know. I was just looking at it, being like, there's not enough. Like this is not exciting me in the way that a really great martial arts movie will.
Is it supposed to be stupid? Because if so, it's not stupid enough.
Fair question.
I have no idea. I mean, look, like it's a game. It's a movie about. It's a game about combat, right? It's a game about people fighting each other at a tournament to save the world. So.
Is it a spoiler for us to point out the fact that said tournament never happens?
It's sort of. I mean, what you definitely get though is you definitely get matchups that are in recognizable areas that people will recognize from some of the games.
Okay.
You get certain lines that you expect, like flawless victory or fatality, and you get I mean, this is not
people introducing themselves. Is that a thing from the game? There's a lot of that.
You get some of that, but you also get like, you also get which is really satisfying because you expect it. You do get Scorpion doing his "get over here," which works well. I had a fun time in this. I will say the first Mortal Kombat is not a great movie, but Kerry Tagawa as the character that Chin Han is playing, Shang Tsung, the like lead
hat guy.
No, that's not.
The bad guy. He's a leader of the bad guy.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Chin Han, who we've seen in he's in The Dark Knight, and he's
Thor Ragnarok. Sorry, I don't have this in front of me, so I'm getting confused.
Yeah, he was the Chinese banker in The Dark Knight.
He's in The Dark Knight. He's in Contagion.
Yeah.
Steven Soderbergh.
Kerry Tagawa was a much better Shang Tsung as the villain, because Kerry Tagawa knows how to chew the scenery in a way that makes the movie really fun. And your villains, Chin Han at least, never really gets there. Whereas I think like what this requires, especially from your villains, is some scenery chewing. And the only one that's doing that is Josh Lawson, who's playing Kano, who's the really loudmouth Australian. Like he's the only one who really seems to understand what movie he's in. And he helps.
A little bit of that goes a long way. I will also say I've never played this game in my entire life, and this does not inspire me to want to start. But I got the sense that, as you say, Matt, you're a big fan of it and you know it really well. I think if you know all this stuff, that all this, the fan service is probably very satisfying. Having said that, my editor, Brian Tallarico at RogerEbert.com, reviewed it. And he says he's played like every iteration of this game and he only gave it 2 stars. He thought it was like, as a movie, he didn't think it was
right. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not an expert in this particular franchise. Like the games I play are primarily racing games. But I know enough about this, and partly because Gabe plays, that what it sets out to do and show the big effects and show, like, okay, we're going to spend a few $1 million on using, great special effects to show what these characters look like when they're fighting in the game. Okay. And yeah, like as a movie with a story that's satisfying, like it could do better, but I had a fun time watching this. I think this is a better fighting movie than Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh,
very low bar.
No. It's also very long. Maybe it just feels long.
It is long. There's a lot of talking.
I'm not anti-fan service when it is like a piece of the puzzle that's used towards something else. And like if it's a movie that works as a movie and you can come in cold and be entertained by it, but if you come in not cold and like familiar with the material and you get this little reminder, a little shadow, like, or a little wink or something, yes, that's fun. That's, everybody loves that. I get it. But if that's all you're bringing to the table, like it's like I don't want to, even if I played this game, I wouldn't want to just see like a shitty movie that also used lines of dialogue or bits of music or, costumes or whatever that I recognize from another medium, because that's just like what South Park would call member berries, remember that video game you like? Remember when he throws the thing? It's like, that's not a movie.
Yeah. I was not a fan. I'm going to give it a 3. It's like, it's not dumb enough. Like, it's just okay. And the fighting is okay. And the humor is vaguely amusing sometimes. I was just bored. A 3.
I'm giving it a 5.9 purely for the kills, because they made me laugh, and I was like, all right, it was always like it's like Sam Raimi level of like, you want gore, we're giving you gore, and I thought it was funny. And if I was supposed to be taking that seriously, then this movie has a real problem.
No, some of them are gnarly, and like those moments, like,
and they're supposed to be
in a way, yeah. But I wish like there was more of that Gonzo spirit all throughout, because quite often it's like a serious thing.
Yeah, I had a good time. I gave it a 6.9.
Okay, our number's a 5.3. Mortal Kombat is out there on HBO Max for your home enjoyment today.
And in theaters if you're gonna be that way about it. Thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We are wrapping up our coverage of season 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and also our April off the menu. We had our subscribers choose a best picture winner that none of us had seen to review, so we'll be going back and looking at Elia Kazan's Gentleman's Agreement. That's exclusively at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.